how to get your mortgage loan originator license and have a successful career as a loan officer. What I love about this career is that you get to help people with one of the biggest purchases of their life and help them step into home ownership. Another amazing part of this career is that it can be a very high paying career because you have unlimited earning potential. To put it in perspective, I have a friend that helped over 20 families in 1 month this year, and he's earned over $100,000 in that 1 month. Another friend, he helped over 200 families purchase or refinance in the year of 2021, and he actually retired after that year. So a career in mortgage loan origination is a great way to work in real estate, but not be a real estate agent. So I highly recommend getting this license if you're interested in real estate, you love helping people, and you have a customer service background. So in this video, I'm basically going to cover what the responsibilities are of a mortgage loan originator, what the job kind of entails. And then I'm going to walk you through how to get your license step by step and basically how to get started working and be successful. So let's start out with what is a MLO or mortgage loan originator. Many people refer to MLOs as loan officers. So basically you're helping people with their mortgage when they're purchasing a home, or you're helping them refinance if they currently own a home. And so that sounds pretty straightforward, but when you get into the details, it's a little bit more complex than it seems. When you're helping people purchase their homes, you're going to be doing income calculations, you're going to be helping them with their debts, you're going to be helping them calculate what their monthly payments are and how much home they can afford based on their income, credit, bank statements, assets, and some other factors. And the cool part about helping homeowners with refinances is that you're basically helping them save money on their monthly payment. You could be helping them change the term on their loan, and you could be helping with other additional loan products like a home equity line of credit, or maybe they're doing like a reverse mortgage. So there's lots of different loan products and scenarios that you can help potential homeowners and current homeowners with. Here are some things that I like about being a loan originator versus being a real estate agent. So being a loan originator, you can be hopping on Zoom calls, you can be sending emails. The job is much more remote. Obviously, it's still great to meet with clients face to face, but as a real estate agent, you're going to be out there showing homes, you're going to be doing open houses, you're going to potentially be door knocking to get clients. So in my opinion, being a loan originator is much more of a remote job than being a real estate agent. Also, if you come from maybe like an analytical background or you're really good with numbers, this job might fit you better than just being a real estate agent. Another great part about this is you're helping people save money. You're helping people potentially save a ton of money over the life of their loan. And then one last aspect is that you can get licensed in multiple states, so your client pool is much bigger. You don't have to just be licensed in one state. I know people that are licensed in 40 plus states, so they can actually work with homeowners in all of those states. So now that we kind of covered some of the basics of being a mortgage loan originator, I'm going to go over one misconception that some people have. Some people think that they are going to be lending out their own money. So keep in mind that is not a part of this job. You're actually acting on behalf of your clients to take their loan application. And if you're a loan broker, then you're actually finding the best lender or investor for their loan application. What I mean by lender or investor is there are different lending institutions. You've probably heard of many of these, but there's Rocket Mortgage, United Wholesale Mortgage, PennyMac, Sierra Pacific, New Res, Kind Lending, a whole list of lenders or investors. Keep in mind that as a loan originator, you can actually work directly for one of those companies, but that means that you probably will not be taking that loan application and shopping it to find them the best product, because you are only selling that one lender's products. And so now let's cover the actual roles and responsibilities of a MLO. So first and foremost, you're serving your clients, right? So you're going to find your clients the best possible loan product for their scenario. And so on like a daily basis, what you're doing with your clients is first, you're going to be taking their loan application. So you're going to be gathering the docs, you're going to be calculating their income and debts. And then once you have their full application, you're going to go ahead and you're going to submit that. You're going to submit that to the lender's underwriting team. Once That loan application is with the investor. Your job is to get that file. After you get this loan file submitted, you need to get it all the way to funding. So you need to get it through the underwriting process. For those of you that have worked in the industry, know there can be a lot of different challenges that come up in that underwriting process, right? You're going to have to work with your team to clear conditions. You're going to have to get that loan file all the way to funding. So just kind of going over those high level responsibilities, let's talk about what makes for a successful loan officer. So I think there's four main ingredients here. The first, you got to be a problem solver. Second, you need to be an excellent communicator. Third, you need to be detail oriented. And last but not least, you need to have great customer service skills. So the first one, being a problem solver, you're going to need to understand all the different loan products that are available. You're going to need to understand the underwriting guidelines with those loans. You're going to need to understand the real estate process. So the best loan officers that I know, they spend a lot of time getting educated on those different topics so that they know which loan products are the best for their clients' needs, and they can communicate that with the client and all the real estate agents involved. And not to mention, there always seems to be conditions or problems that come up in the underwriting process. So being able to problem solve and work with all the parties to get those issues resolved is a huge quality that all the best loan officers I know have. That kind of leads right into the second one, excellent communication. As an MLO, you're going to be the main point of contact between your loan team, the clients, and the real estate agents involved. So this is super crucial in managing everyone's expectations and making sure that your clients have a great experience working with you. The number one reason why I've seen people decide to work with a different lender is actually communication. You would assume that to be like rate or pricing, but it really comes down to communication. If you're not responding to people in a timely manner, then they won't want to work with you. And the third quality is being detail oriented. So as a MLO, you're going to be getting a lot of information, and a lot of that information is sensitive data. So you will need to be very careful with how you organize your files, how you upload your files, getting rid of files, and not only just handling sensitive data, but being very diligent when you're doing your income calculations, when you're going over the loan guidelines. There are a lot of little details that are all really important to make sure that the loan file goes from submitted to funded smoothly. And last but not least, you need to love helping people. This is a customer service role, right? You're potentially helping someone with the largest purchase of their life. And on top of that, you're probably, if you're doing a refinance, you're helping someone with the largest asset in their life many times. Above all, you got to really care about your clients, and you got to love helping people. Now that you know what the role and responsibilities are, and you have an idea of what it takes to be successful, if you're still interested in getting into this career, I'm going to walk you through how you actually get your license. Step one is a really easy one. You go to the National Multi-State Licensing System and Registry, also known as the NMLS, and you just make an account. Here's how you do it. Step two, takes a little bit more time, not a crazy amount of time, but you take a 20-hour SAFE course, which is sponsored by an NMLS approved vendor. Keep in mind, depending on the state that you're in, there could be additional education requirements, right? So like California has an additional 2-hour state pre-licensing course. So I personally used OnCourse for my NMLS 20-hour SAFE course and my continuing education. If you want to use this, their education's great. They have a bunch of different options. This is an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase, I make a small portion. And so when you're actually going through the options for courses, California has two options for your license. One is the DFPI license, and the other is the DRE license. So many of you, if you don't have a real estate license, you're most likely going to pick the DFPI route. If you do have a real estate license or you want to get one, you can choose the DRE route. And so the DRE route basically just means that you're getting a mortgage loan origination license on top of your real estate license. The DFP license, independent, it's just for mortgages. Okay, so now you finished the education piece. You already got your account with NMLS. Now we're going to go into actually passing the exam. So my biggest advice on passing the exam is study like crazy. Get yourself a study course, practice those questions. Most people use the CompuCram system. Give you some perspective. I passed the NMLS exam on my first try, and I didn't think the test was crazy hard. I did study really hard for about 2 weeks prior, and I basically just kept doing the practice tests over and over and over again until I was scoring 90%. Keep in mind, if you fail the test, you do have to wait another 30 days before you can retake it. And so I am going to break down the test a little bit for you here. Keep in mind there's 120 questions, but 5 of them are unscored test questions, but you do need to get 75% correct to pass. And the breakdown is like this. So you're going to have federal mortgage related laws, 24%, uniform state content, 11%, general mortgage knowledge, 20%, mortgage loan origination activities, 27%, and then ethics, 18%. And yeah, just make sure, the test isn't crazy hard, but study super hard for it so you pass on your first try. And after you've passed, that's when you actually apply for your NMLS license. And so if you already have an employer, you might be able to ask them to pay the fees that California requires for fingerprints, credit report, and background check. And so this kind of leads me right into how to find an employer. Just like a real estate agent would, MLO needs to hang their license somewhere. You can hang it with a broker, or you can hang it with a lending institution. My biggest takeaways are it's going to be important to pick somewhere that has a lot of really good training, because you are going to learn a lot of different mortgage software. Most companies are using Arrive or Encompass for loan applications. And then, some have different software to look at all the different loan pricing. There's a tool called Loan Sifter, and that will help you find, what's the best interest rate and fees for your clients, depending on their situation. Most brokers will also provide what's called a CRM. So that's a customer relationship management software that helps you stay in front of all your clients, all your potential clients, helps you follow up, and it helps you kind of generate your business. There's going to be so much to learn. Don't feel too overwhelmed. Make sure you find you can interview with local mortgage brokers. You can interview with retail lenders. But yeah, basically the main thing is you get a good place to learn and start your career. So you have some options here, right? A mortgage broker is typically going to be all commission based. And here you're usually probably making somewhere between 1 to 1.75% of the loan amount. So this could be really high paying, but obviously you don't have the stability of having a salary, and everything's most likely going to be on you in terms of generating your business. Another option is going to a retail lender. That could be a company that lends out its own money, or it could just be a smaller mortgage company that hires loan officers on a salary, but they get a much reduced commission. Either direction that you pick, a big part of being successful is prospecting and finding clients. And so traditionally, most MLOs, the way they're building out their businesses is having relationships with real estate agents who give them purchase clients. That's still a great way to build your business, but I'm seeing a lot of LOs focus on building out their own marketing and going direct to the clients. So either they're getting the purchase clients on their own, or they're getting refinance clients on their own. They're still having the realtor relationships, but they're more focused on finding those relationships with customers themselves. A quick recap on finding the right employer. I think first and foremost, the most important thing is they're going to train you and they're going to teach you everything about loans. Ideally, I would probably start out at a place that provides leads and gives a little bit lower compensation, so you have enough reps and enough practice talking to clients, understanding different scenarios, and going through the actual loan process. And so that kind of leads me to my final overall thoughts about becoming a mortgage loan originator. I think it's a fantastic career. I have friends who have had very successful careers in it. And a big draw is that it is a fully remote job, right? It can be. You can completely take Zoom calls, you can be on the phone, and you can be sending emails, versus if you're a real estate agent, you're typically doing showings or you're doing open houses. So it could be a better career, right? So if you love helping people, you still want to stay involved in real estate. You love kind of calculating these numbers. You love helping people figure out their finances. This can be a really great career. And not only that, right? It has a very high earning potential. Another thing to consider is that you can get licensed in multiple states. So your potential client pool could be much bigger than just your local real estate market. Overall, I highly recommend getting this license for anyone that's interested in real estate and helping people. If you have any questions about the career or the path, go ahead and you can email me directly.